Greetings! Update video again. I can finally start with the fan games video part 2. I got the missing lines, but too bad I'm kind of busy now. I want to finish some other videos first. But here's a cheap, lazy update video first, because there's a lot of Sonic news coming up. Also, little notice, I think I'm gonna move Sonic Dissected back to my main channel again. I kind of regret making it a separate channel. It wants to motivate me doing more videos, not to clutter up my animation channel, but then I barely make Dissecteds anyway, and my main channel desperately needs more content, so I'm probably moving back to the other channel. Although I'll upload the Fan Games Part 2 video here for completion's sake, too. So, let's talk about some news, because surprisingly, the year of Sonic, the Big 30, actually has a bit of Sonic news going on. Almost every day lately, jeez. So, before everyone keeps emailing me about it, here are my thoughts on No More Classic Sonic, OMG! Big news from Tyson Hesse. Sega is never going to return to classic wholesale, and the split isn't doing this franchise any favors. The goal should be just to make modern stuff good enough that people don't need to reminisce anymore, in my honest opinion. The news that got the Sonic community shocked this week. American elections, the stock, whatever. This is the big stuff. Okay, first of all, I wonder how Tyson Hesse's the one with the knowledge of all of Sonic Team's future plans. I didn't know he was that high up the ladder. I mean, maybe he is, I don't know, it just surprises me. Second of all, it's kinda dumb to say, Sonic Team will never do X! Anyway, since Sonic Team changes their mind all the time. Heck, that's why the franchise is such an aimless, chaotic mess with no direction, discipline, or structure to begin with. So even if they say they'll never make a classic Sonic game again, they'll probably change their mind 5 minutes later. However, the third and most concerning point to me about this news is that word, wholesale. See, I like the fact that Classic Sonic got its own corner, because if Classic Sonic has its own corner, that means he can fuck off out of Modern Sonic's corner, and Modern Sonic can finally do his own thing, rather than just constantly being a half-assed classic imitation. See, I liked what Sega did in 2017. You have your Sonic Mania, your pure, no-nonsense classic 2D platformer with no weirdness for the purists, and then you have your epic, spectacle-driven, crazy 3D game for weirdos like me. Perfect. I mean, it would have been perfect if Force actually kept to itself, and didn't force classic stuff into itself anyway. But, you know, it's the thought that counts. And I was hoping that the next time they try it again, they'll do a better job. But alas, apparently Sega ain't doing that anymore. Damn. So we won't get any more wholesale classic material anymore. So no more Sonic Mania. But does that mean they can still shove his ass into the next Sonic game? He did emphasize wholesale, so Classic's parasitic ass can still cling on to modern Sonic like a brain tumor anyway. And now I'm wondering, what was the fucking point of this whole Classic Sonic from a different dimension then? See, with Generations, when Classic Sonic is just normal Sonic in his youth, that means the Classic Sonic era is over. Sonic was young, but then he grew up in between Sonic and Knuckles into Sonic Adventure, and their lives continued from there. So there's no more space to have a new Classic Adventure there. But with Forces saying that Classic Sonic exists in his own pocket dimension, far removed from the filthy, impure modern Sonic, that implies that, unless Classic Sonic immediately get a heart attack, he should still be having more adventures in his own timeline. Hooray! So you can add more Classic Sonic Adventures without having Sonic Adventure lurking over it. But then they closed that door anyway, no more Classic Sonic games, so now this whole other dimension circus becomes even more pointless and confusing than it already was. Second big news element. Roger has left the Sonic series. Oh no, everyone is sad and misses me. No worry everyone, I'm still here. Oh wait, you're talking about the other Roger. Never mind. Roger Greg Smith, gone. Probably.
Oh, hey, greetings friends. Just thought I'd pop in for this one since I have weighed in on Sonic Voices a bit on this show.
Hey, this is supposed to be a lazy update. Get out of here, Captain. Whatever. I kinda knew Roger Greg Smith's retirement was coming. I mean, didn't he say that he was going with voice actor retirement years ago?
I remember something about that as well, but he clarified after this announcement that he's not actually retiring from voice acting as a whole. Maybe just some of his more well-known characters like Chris Redfield?
Well, that explains why he showed up in Crash 4. And now he probably said goodbye to Sonic, though that could still mean he voiced the upcoming game and only now quit. Otherwise, Team Sonic Racing is his last outing. Would be fitting since he started in a racing spin-off too. Or did he talk in that P.O.P.O. crossover? I didn't play that.
I've definitely had a lot to say about Roger's performance over the years. I've always said he sounds way too old, but it feels bad that we can never properly judge him because he's never had the chance to take the character seriously.
I don't know what to think. Although I don't like any of his performances as Sonic, I don't think it's his fault necessarily. It's just that the writing just took a dive off a cliff from Free Riders on. And I did really enjoy Roger Greg Smith's other voices, like Ezio from Assassin's Creed 2 and its direct sequels. That was pretty awesome. And some of his minor roles, like in Crash and Lego games. He's a fine actor. It's just, well, I mean, Sonic is supposed to be cocky, while Craig Smith played him more smug. The difference is the energy. Cocky is overconfident, but still positive. Let's rock and roll! Yeah, let's go! You're going down! I'm the best! I'm gonna save the day! While smug is more, I'm above this. I don't care. I'm wasting my time here. This is so lame. And that's more the energy I got out of his Sonic, and I never really liked that for that reason.
As true as that is, part, if not most, of that can definitely be attributed to bad writing and directing, so he's not all to blame.
So yeah, we'll see who'll take over. Ben Schwartz from the movie, perhaps? At least he got the excited puppy dog quality down I was sorely missing for this decade.
Considering a handful of the roles were already replaced in Team Sonic Racing, namely Knuckles, Silver Blaze, Omega, Omochao, and Zavok, and these new actors have kept their roles for the Olympic spin-offs, perhaps this voice cast swap was going on for a while and Team Sonic Racing kinda happened halfway through the process, hence why half the cast is different. It's of course just a theory, but who knows?
I don't think so. Usually when we get a complete voice change, it's usually for legal or money reasons, Sega hopping between different casting studios. Then again, maybe that is the case. But yeah, that's just a theory. At the time of Team Sonic Racing, I just figured the other actors were busy or something. But either way, yeah, probably new Sonic. But yeah, regardless if the potential of Roger Greg Smith being better ever existed, at this point I really associate his voice, and Mike Pollock for that matter, with their detached, aloof, mundane performances as Sonic Boom. So if the games are going for a more action-orientated direction again, instead of the low-energy sitcom garbage we've sit through this entire decade, then I'm all for getting a clean slate of voices. I'd love to see a new Robotnik voice at this point too. I mean, Mike Pollock can do the goofy boomer Eggman well, I guess, but he never had that rough intensity and bombastic hatred that Baldry, Bristow, and even Jim Cummings could pull off. He always sounds like a weak, squeaky old man to me. And the fact that he got toned down into a laughingstock for most of the last decade isn't helping either.
I disagree. I think Mike Pollock can pull off a serious or even menacing Eggman spectacularly when given the chance. Ironically, I think one of the best examples of this is in Sonic Lost World, where Eggman is arguably the best written character, and Mike Pollock's performance made it all the better. I'm not kidding when I say the greatest ray of hope I ever saw from a Pontaf game that they were taking this seriously is after Eggman saves Tails and tells them, I'm a complicated guy. That's what I wanted. Depth. Show that Eggman is not this one-sided card-carrying villain. There's more to that. He can do good. He even sacrifices himself to save Sonic, his own worst enemy, just for the chance to, oh, never mind, he betrayed them. For no reason. Thanks, Pontaf.
Yeah, well, that's Sonic Lost World. Great individual scenes that go nowhere in the long run. I guess my favorite role of Pollock was in LEGO Dimensions. Same with most of the modern Sonic voice cast. Probably because the voice director told him to imitate the Sonic Adventure cast as close as possible. So hey, I like their voices, as long as they make it sound like other people's as much as possible. Anyway, more voice news. Apparently, Colleen O'Shaughnessy... Jeez, all these names I can't pronounce. Sorry. The current Tails voice actor has confirmed she won't be joining the new Sonic TV show. So, Team Sonic Racing replaces half the cast, Roger's gone, and now Colleen drops out. Really makes you wonder if we're getting a full voice cast replacement, huh? Well, except for Mike Pollock, of course. He's a survivor. Speaking of people leaving, Pontek and Graf gone. Probably. Rumors about that was popping up before. Now we got a little more confirmation from the man himself, one of the mans himself. You'd probably expect me to cheer. Honestly, I don't really care that much anymore. Force has taught me that the rocked with Sonic's writing lies much deeper. I mean, look at how Shadow's written still terribly across the board. Pontaf or no Pontaf. I'm starting to get the impression that Sonic Free Riders wasn't merely a badly written game. I think it was the reboot of all the character personalities in a new form. I mean, it was badly written, but deliberately so, I guess? And leave it to Sega to reboot everyone's personality in a game that's a direct sequel. But yeah, in hindsight, Free Riders really laid out how the characters would behave for the rest of the decade, and this explains why Takashi Iizuka was character supervisor. I always thought it was weird. That was the one game with the Sonic team had as character supervisor, and then got all the characters so horribly wrong. But if he was there to lay down the new style of writing, rather than upholding the old personalities, then it starts to make more sense. But that's just another theory. But either way, back to Pontaff. I was kind of toning down on them lately. Fire and Ice was okay-ish, and they weren't too bad in Sonic Forces. Although that was before I found out... That was before I found older drafts of the Sonic Forces script, and I discovered that the script initially had way more Panteffian jokes in there that Sega ended up removing. So I guess that's where the end of their cooperation began, maybe? Either way, I still have little to no optimism that the writing in future Sonic games is going to get better, but at the very least the sense of humor will hopefully improve. Pontaff may not be fully responsible for the bad state of writing, but they certainly didn't help either. Their iconic style of writing goes right up my skin. Oh well. Anyway, I listened to bits of the podcast where the statement was made. And again, Pontac is a lovely person in real life. Not a bad word about him as a person. When I interviewed him, he was very nice as well. It's just the writing style I can't stand. It sucks to hear that he got death threats. Theft treats? Anyway, listening to him on a podcast, he was talking about that. Some nasty fans even want his dog to die. Crazy internet. I certainly got my share of death threats as well, especially in my early New Grunge year. That's the internet for you. But yeah, don't send death threats. Do more clever heckling, if any. But yeah, oof, that podcast. Although he didn't specify, I think he was talking about that interview Mew and Alex did that blew up. You know, where it was revealed he didn't have any prior Sonic knowledge. That really sucks. That interview was really intended to be just a lighthearted, silly thing, but Alex running with the Pontaff doesn't know Sonic story that blew up in the media immediately gave that interview a much sinister, darker tone that I didn't anticipate, so that ended up blowing up on my face. So I guess I'm the bad guy of the story now. Oh well. Sorry, won't do it again. So I guess when Pontac made an insult of bad Sonic fans being basement dwellers and the mommies is partly meant for me then. Okay, fine, I'll take the insult. But mommy basement dwellers, huh? Wasn't that the exact same insult Ryan Johnson used towards Star Wars fans and Melissa McCarthy against Ghostbuster fans? Right before they crashed and burned their franchise into the ground with their bad sense of humor and postmodern attitudes? I sense a pattern. Also, why do professional comedians always use the same cliche insult for their haters anyway? I thought comedians were much more creative when dealing with their hecklers. Well, whatever. Sonic Prime, the new TV show. Huzzah! Maybe. Still, nothing is really known about it, so I can't really react. Although, yet again, it seems to be about Sonic getting sucked into a different dimension? So Sonic X and Sonic the Movie again, huh? Heck, even Sonic Boom was meant to have such a concept. Till they changed their mind about Sonic Boom having any kind of context or world building at all and just set it as retirement home island. I guess that means the Sonic from the TV show will be the exact same one from the games? Otherwise, if this is a completely standalone side series like Boom was, what's the point of sending them to a different dimension? Oh well. I guess the writers did that to escape Sega's mandates? Set it on Earth again? I don't know. I mean, I guess if I was to write an official Sonic series, I would also set it in a different dimension. If only so we can actually do some real world building and have flash out characters. Because Sonic's dimension is probably completely frozen and locked into Izuka's grasp. I have to admit I find new characters more interesting nowadays than the regulars. If only since new characters can actually have the elbow room to grow, to learn, to behave, to actually be actual characters. As all the main characters just kind of frozen in time, frozen in their one-dimensional personalities. But yeah, whatever. We don't really know anything about the show yet, so I shouldn't really be talking about it that much. I had more of a rant, more things to talk about, but I'll leave it at this. Sorry for the lack of updates. See ya. Update! Freaking heck, this is the third time I have to stall this update video for new updates. Cindy Robinson announced she'll also be stepping down as Amy, while Mike Pollock tweeted the message heavily implying he actually still is involved with the new TV show. And then he dropped another tweet that implies he is leaving. So, I don't know anymore. Anyway, yeah, it really does feel like the start of a new era. I'd love to be optimistic, but Sega beat all my optimism out of me this decade. Remember when I started the Dissected series and was complaining that Sonic Heroes Unleashed and Black Knight had problems? Yeah, those games are god tier at this point. So who knows? Maybe 5 years into this new era, Sonic Colors and Sonic Boom Shattered Crystal will be god tier compared to what we're suffering through then. At least those Sonic games still have good music. We don't know. But yeah, it's no use in getting riled up about something that didn't happen yet or might not even ever happen. Who knows? Maybe things will get better. Worst case scenario, at least we'll have brand new things to complain about. Huzzah! See ya.